back, sorry. We will go to the south entrance of the building, which is the monument side, and go to the back parking lot. Let's hope that we don't have to do that tonight since of the snow, but just in case. If we do have to go to the exit on the other side of the building, please don't take the elevator. And the restrooms are on the bottom, on the first floor, but we also have handicapped right here, right outside this door. Okay, we have one change to the agenda for 9, gonna be 9. We're gonna have 9A, will stay the same as it is, but 9B will be UT extension. I want to do a quick write about this extension week, UT extension week. So we want to discuss that very briefly. We're trying to get just a second, we'll do about a minute. Keep trying to take somebody off.
It's number layout.
Okay, and we're also going to take off number 11.
Somebody from Wayne.
Somebody from planning is here.
They don't allow hats.
That rezoning request, it didn't get in the package, did it? That's what she's gonna do.
Okay, so is everybody clear? Yes,
Take off the waiver.
take off a little. A motion to approve the agenda.
So moved. Second.
Motion. You second. Brad Johnson? Or Brad Johnson, no. Okay, is there any discussion? All right, let's vote.
It's a yes.
Yes.
I thought it was for work.
Okay, thank you, motion passed. And the opening prayer will be Dr. Aco, and the pledge will be Steve.
Gracious and sovereign Father, during this sacred season of Lent, we come before you with humble hearts, mindful of our need for wisdom, mercy, and grace. We ask your blessing upon each member of the Carter County Commission. Grant them discernment as they deliberate, integrity in their decisions, and a sincere commitment to the well-being of the people they serve. May their work be guided by justice, humility, and a spirit of cooperation for the good of the entire community. Lord, in the season of reflection and repentance, remind us that true leadership is rooted in service, as exemplified by your Son. Strengthen those leaders to pursue what is right, to protect the vulnerable, and to steward the resources of this county with care and responsibility. Bless Carter County, its families, its workers, its first responders, its farms and businesses, its churches, and all who call it home. May this season of Lent renew our hearts, deepen our compassion, and unite us in seeking common good. Grant wisdom where there is uncertainty, peace where there is division, and hope where there is need. We ask these things with gratitude for your guidance and with trust in your providence. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to recognize our elected officials and appointed guests. Please stand. Okay, we're down to number 8. And I've got a little bit of a head cold, so, and it sounds like I'm talking super loud, so if y'all can't hear me, just give me a thumbs up. See that a little bit louder, okay? All right, number 8, acceptance of the meetings for February. Motion by Commissioner Carlson, second by Commissioner Langley. No, second by Commissioner Wynn, and Commissioner Langley had comments.
There's one thing in those minutes that we need to look at, and that is on the EMA vehicle. Page, this is 151. I'm looking under the minutes of the 17th.
Did you say 151?
Yes, ma'am, sir. Oh, I see that.
So number 3, on page 151.
Yes, under the Financial Management Committee. The motion to approve the request to declare county property as surplus from EMA as of 24/26. It shows on the surplus page that where it's listed, that it's the reason for the distribution is mechanical issue. And that's the reason we were getting rid of it. However, I received a copy of the gov deal, and I'll pass these out. I've got copies if anybody wants them. Where it was listed that there were no repairs needed. And the vehicle was maintained every 3,000 miles. Maintenance records were available. It was in good condition. So I'm not sure if it was misrepresented by accident or how it, but if we listed it to sell on GovDeals as surplus, but we listed it as good condition and no repairs, something doesn't match.
Okay, so you're saying that on gov.com it's listed that there was no problem with the vehicle,
Mhm.
but in the,
I've got copies of the GovDeal page if anybody wants to see those, if they want a copy.
but in the meeting or?
This is what I received before I come into the budget meeting last Tuesday night. But it does show how it was listed on GovDeals.
So there's a discrepancy between the budget meeting and what was put on gov.com. Or probably just do a-
I mean, all I see on page 151 is the agenda. I mean, where it's listed on the agenda. I mean, I guess regardless of the reason, every piece of property has to be declared surplus before it's sold. It's a piece of county equipment, so I'm, that's just the way it was listed on the agenda. And then that motion was made in the actual minutes.
On page 195 shows the actual property as surplus. And it's listed on the back there under reason for disposition, and it says mechanical issue.
Yeah, I guess I'm just saying it doesn't give a reason why it's being declared surplus on page 151. It just says declared surplus. And then that's the motion that was voted on and approved in the minutes on page 147. So I guess, I don't see a discrepancy other than the motion was listed on the agenda, the same motion was voted on. If there's something else you're asking to change in the minutes, I mean, that's totally up to you all. But the motion says declare surplus, you voted to declare surplus, no reason was given in the actual commission meeting minutes on either play. But however, it's up to your all's, I mean, however you feel like it needs to be corrected.
It's already sold.
Well, it's already been sold.
Yeah. Done deal.
Mr. Wade, you will yield.
I'll yield, yes.
See, I think. Okay. Ms. Rhodes.
That's what I was gonna ask, was it already sold? Because I get what she's saying now, is on GovDeals it's saying that there was nothing wrong, but in our packet on page 195, it's saying that it has mechanical issues, is what the request to declare into surplus was saying mechanical issues written there. And I think that's what she's saying, that we were given misinformation in the vote of that, so this was misrepresented to us as a commission. Either there was or there wasn't mechanical issues. And if we're gonna post something on GovDeals, we should be honest about it. So which one was not true? And if so, then it's wrong to misrepresent this information to us. Is I think what her point was, and that's something that I didn't know because I was not in that budget meeting. So I feel that we need an explanation from this department because we trust them when they're bringing this information to us. So have we just basically been given information that allowed something to be sold that's not, and then now they're wanting a replacement? And why? And that's what I would like some more information on from that department.
I don't think there's anyone here from that department.
Well, as far as correcting the minutes, I mean, you can't go back and correct the form somebody else has already turned in. I mean, that's You all didn't create this form, so the minutes, to me, are accurate. The motion was made to declare surplus, that's the same thing the agenda said. You know, this form that you're talking about wasn't created by the commission, it isn't minutes of the commission, it was a form submitted by the party. You all can't change that. So, I mean, the minutes are the minutes.
Commissioner Wade.
I did attend that meeting the other night, and it was explained in that meeting why it was sold. There were dash warning lights on. They were reset, and they did not come back on after they were reset and already in surplus. At that point, they informed the person that bought it that the lights were on in the dash, and that apparently there's nothing there now. To my knowledge, I don't know whether they're on or not now, but that was disclosed to the buyer. Yes, I do.
Mr. Frazier.
When it came through FMC, the reason that EMA was getting rid of it is it was a pursuit version and it was not four-wheel drive and they were not able to use it to get into a lot of different places and it was parked for much of the snowstorm. So I think the listing for quote unquote mechanical issues is that the cost of repairing that particular pursuit vehicle was extremely high compared to other versions. And the fact that it just wasn't usable by the EMA department to get on a lot of back roads and during inclement weather. So.
Okay, as chair of budget, the big question here, and that's what came up the other night, because last month, since everybody wants to know right now, and I'm gonna try to be quick about it. But last month, we were told that it was not a four-wheel drive and that it had major mechanical issues because it had an engine light. So I did ask what the engine light was. 99% of the cars on the road have a service engine sign light. It does not necessarily mean you're looking at major mechanical failures, okay? I did tell them that. And they wanted to purchase another vehicle. So we were not sure what this Durango would even bring if it had mechanical issues. So they listed, so we okayed them to list it on GovDeals. They sold it and actually fetched a much higher price than we would have thought if it had mechanical issues. But when we had our meeting Monday night, what was actually said was that it was an all-wheel drive. Anybody who lives in the mountains knows all-wheel drive is the same thing. It's an idiot-proof four-wheel drive. Because one wheel kicks in, when one slips, the other three kick in. So that is where some of the questions came in. That is where Commissioner Whaley is curious about these minutes. I don't really know that it will have any impact on these minutes, but it's definitely going to have an impact on where we go from here on the EMA's request for another vehicle. I mean, I won't lie to you about that. That's kind of where we were at. We were all left a little in confusion on that. So this is where we're at on this. So just so y'all understand exactly what occurred. I yield.
Mr. Clausen.
Oh, no, I'm just a motion.
Okay. Anybody else? Any other questions?
I yield.
So we're actually just voting on the minutes, right?
I feel better.
And anybody else? All right, let's vote. Thank you, motion passes. All right, we're down now to approval of notary's bonds.
Amy Wandell, Austin Smith, Emily R. Wright, Christine Block, Andrea, Megan Isaac, Samantha Porter, Christy DeMoss, Deborah R. Lepper, Vera Thomas, Winston Webb, Robert Penny, James S. Church, Carolyn Myers Schrader, Vicky A. Walters, Holly S. Wagner, and Christy Hubbard.
Motion by Commissioner Brown, second by Commissioner Lawson. Is there any discussion? Okay, let's vote. Thank you, motion passed. Okay, the extension.
I'll make this brief, but each one of you should have had a bag at your seat and some information on the inside of it. That will make hopefully this brief. I don't have to say everything that was on it, but we just want to extend our thank you for everything you've done for us this year and prior. We know how hard you work, and this is extension month. March is extension month, so we wanted to express our gratitude the best way we could. So we extended a little gift. Hopefully you enjoy that. I'll let my counterpart speak to you because you all get to hear my song and dance all the time.
How we doing, everyone? My name is Roger Clark. I'm your 4-H agent in Carter County. I'll kind of give you a rundown of what we do. It's similar to what you had 4-H in your school system, except a little more modern with some things. We still do 4-H clubs. We have 35. We met through 4th and 6th grade with students there. They elected their own officers. They open and close their own meeting. They do their own pledges. They have their same contests you had of speech contest, the demonstration contest, biscuit bacon, and all that we do with them. We offer 3 judging teams in Carter County. That's our Grill Master Challenge, which is the old school meat cookery, gourmet cookery. We changed the name to Grill Masters. We still do forestry, and we have several kids involved in that. And we do wildlife judging. We offer various day camps, and we offer a new it's a one-night overnight camp we offer a sewing camp that we do with Washington County, where students learn how to sew. I mean, they come in with nothing. They can make a pair of shorts or a blanket by the end of it. And then we also have an angler and fisher camp. We do as a regional. I serve on that committee. We had 50 spots for the whole region. It filled up in 30 minutes this morning. So we're really excited for that and hoping to expand it. We also still do the same old things we did that are just as good. We still do 4-H camp. It's a little more expensive than it used to be, sadly, but we still do it. We take kids to it every year. It's still at the same place. I'll turn it over to Ms. Carabeth. She's our new program assistant. She's been with us since October, and she's going to talk to you about some of the programs she's.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm really excited to talk to you all. I got put in charge of Chick Chain this year. It's a great opportunity for kids to learn about raising animals and kind of experience a little bit of that responsibility. So we have about 14 kids signed up. We have some for the silver-laced Wyandottes, and we have the Easter eggers, and we're all just really, really excited to get it started up, but we do have some sponsors with that, so really excited and happy about that. Thank you for your time.
I have one teammate that didn't get to be here tonight. She had a prior engagement. She's out teaching classes. So she chose to stay with that instead of coming dressed as Lucy Timms. We hired her. She took place of Rachel Dean, who most of you all know. And she's going to teach canning and food preservation classes starting up, hopefully sooner than later. We're waiting on the spots to be able to do that. So hopefully that will take place. So we're excited to offer that to you. And of course, for those that don't know me, I'm Kathleen Davis. I'm your agricultural and natural resources agent as well as your county director. But thank you all so much. We won't take any more of your time, but thank you for adding us to the agenda.
Thank you so much.
Like in your new building.
Okay, we're down to number 10, nominations or appointment to fill the vacancy for the 8th District Representative for the Carter County School Board. My understanding, no one's turned in an application. That's correct. As of around 2 o'clock.
Nominations.
Yeah, nominations can still be
Do
made.
they even have a vacancy? I mean,
That
do they even have a vacancy? That's funny if you didn't, there was no application.
District 8
Every member resigned.
resigned.
We defer to next month.
If there's no applicants and nobody wants to make a nomination.
Who ain't here tonight, we'll just appoint them, we'll fix them.
If there's no,
Almost that time.
Do you need a motion?
If there's no nominations, then we'll need a motion to defer until next
Make a
month.
motion defer till next month.
Okay. Mr. Earl's going to make a motion to defer it to next month. And I can see somebody second.
Second.
Mr. Frazier.
Yeah, it's had.
Commissioner Bond. Okay, is there any discussion? Okay, let's vote.
Just to make it real.
Okay, thank you. Motion passed to defer that to next month. So skipping number 11, so number 12, Finance Director's Report.
Your financial statements for both the schools and the county are in your packet. Your emergency spend is also in your packet. Just a couple of things to highlight. We have at this point received over $3 million back into the county, and we are also awaiting another $940,000 and another $675,000. Amendment 2 is progressing nicely through the process, so that one should be finished up hopefully in the very near future. And as soon as that one is, we'll have a significant amount that we can request on that as well. Also, a reminder, I'm requesting actuals, not estimates. So that way it's been through the process and been vetted, and there's no concern about having to pay anything back based on estimates.
Is there any questions? Okay, no questions. We'll go on to public comments. As always, we have 5 minutes, and we're really going to stick to that tonight because of the weather. Anybody else? Please state your name.
Chris Little, Valley Forge District. Something that's already been discussed here tonight is a little concerning that we got rid of a vehicle that there may be problems or may not be problems. That had engine lights on, but maybe engine lights were fixed and they come off, but we're selling it as surplus. I've got a 2008 Chevy truck that the check engine light's been on since 108,000. It's got 189,000 miles on it right now. It's still running as good today as it did then. But I was told the other day that EMA was looking at getting a Toyota Tundra truck, $74,000, possibly one or two of them. I don't know if that's true or not, but there's a lot cheaper vehicles out there that are actually better. I did a grant for Rome Mountain and got a Ford F-350 four-wheel drive with a 5.8 inch in it for $52,000. The F-350 is a lot better truck than a Toyota Tundra. It's a lot heavier duty truck. So if we are looking at getting stuff, I would just like to recommend that we do a little better job of looking at who's got what. I got that truck, went over here to the Ford dealership in Bristol. And he's like, government, it's going for a government organization. That's no problem. We get discounts off it. And that was a 2026. It's gas engine, not diesel. But there are a whole lot cheaper options out there that are better vehicles. So it's taxpayer money, my money. We need to be good stewards of it.
Is there anyone else like to speak?
Good evening, Commissioner Stanford, District 2. Almost 7,000 miles from here, from our home in Carter County, is Kuwait. We
country of Kuwait, one of the hottest countries in the world. Daily temperatures there go about 115, up to 120 some days. Just a few years ago, our National Guard troops were deployed there for 11 months. In those conditions, away from their loved ones, working the sand and the heat. Just a few days ago, 6 members of our military were killed there. And over 30 that could have easily been our local guard members. I've never had the honor of serving in the military, but I have had the privilege of training medics embedded in special forces. And I can tell you, every branch, every member of the military deserves our utmost respect. I don't believe I was the only one here last month in the full commission meeting when Resolution 901 was read to our local National Guard, and they left here empty-handed. But by far the most insulting issue to me and many others was the fact the mayor sat in the very back of the room silently, never acknowledged the National Guard, never said thank you, never got out of her seat to shake their hand, never approached them as if they weren't here. During the end of the meeting, if you guys recall, and it's on audio, the mayor commented that she had presented the local National Guard and the entire National Guard a plaque and proclamation in Nashville. Well, after the meeting, I was approached by several citizens, and they asked me to prepare a plaque from the citizens of Carter County to the local National Guard, which I did. On March the 8th, during drill weekend, myself, fellow citizens, and 2 elected officials presented that plaque to the National Guard, the local National Guard. Every individual in that National Guard was present. It was very emotional for us. As you know, members of our local National Guard risked their lives in Unicoi County, helped us here in Carter County during and after the flood. The equipment, the manpower that they had, something we had to do. We're very grateful for that. So, as you can imagine, we were a little shocked to find out from the National Guard members, this is all of them being present, they never received a plaque. They never received a proclamation from the mayor. They don't have anything on their wall from us as a county. The first they heard of it is when they went back and watched the YouTube video and heard the mayor make that statement, which was not true. The emotion we felt that day from that National Guard unit was amazing. They were grateful and proud of this little plaque, an $85 plaque that we took time to get as citizens and present after being misled that they'd already received it. They were so grateful. And it was emotional for all of us. And I was proud to be there. We didn't promote it really. We didn't want anybody to know. And then to add insult to injury, I received this on Facebook. It says, "Through the storm, boots on the ground, Patty Woodley." At the bottom is a picture of the mayor with the National Guard. You can't just use people and forget them. You can't use people for a photo op and then act like they don't exist. I'm sorry the mayor's not here tonight. There's several witnesses to what I said, and I'm willing to back it up. Thank you, guys.
Is there anyone else? Other comments? No? Okay. We'll go on to our monthly reports. Budget report.
One is a motion to approve the Carter County Emergency Rescue Squad pilot program to staff 2 employees with 1 each at the Elk Hills Cody Volunteer Fire Department and the Roan Mountain Volunteer Fire Department to provide weekday daytime emergency response coverage at a total cost of $113,694.28, with funds coming from the sheriff's excess board bill reserves. Carter County Emergency and Rescue Squad will provide quarterly status updates.
Second by Commissioner Clausen. Is there any discussion? Mr. Rivera.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I want the council, commission to notice, yet again, our sheriff's department has risen to the occasion for protecting the citizens in this county. This is probably the 7th or 8th time that that department has stepped forward and made a difference in our county. When we did not have the funds, we did not have any way to pay for this special program, yet they thought it was important enough to offer up. I continue to recognize. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner Odom.
I just wanted to state on here that I had a family member that had to receive CPR up in Round Mountain for 45 minutes before they could even have an ambulance to them, which they made it to one hospital, but then had to be transported and passed there. But this is so important to have in our areas, the right amount of help. And you don't know it unless you're the one that lives there or you have family out in these areas. So I just wanted to state, I'm so thankful that, and I thank the sheriff's department for their willingness and to help.
And this is one, because this was asked in budget, are these two first responders going to be traveling out in the community? Only if there's an emergency, and then they will come back. They will not be transporting to any hospital. It's their job to stay right there local. And with the dual fire and rescue, it's a win-win situation. And you're right, Sheriff Fraley has graciously, nobody asked, he just graciously offered. They found the money to start the program, and we're hoping it'll take off and be a great thing. I mean, especially for my community, especially at Hoagie, it's a necessity, so. All right, any more discussion?
Mr. Clausen, did you want to speak?
Yes. I'd just like to say, thanks to Terry for putting this program together, and especially thanks to the sheriff. He's been up there and had this program basically going out of the sheriff department during the flood, and he saw what it made. What a great man and what a great department we have in the sheriff's department. Hoagie is very thankful. I yield.
Thank you. Is there any other discussion? Okay, let's vote. Thank you. Motion passed.
All right, number 2 is a motion to approve the addendum to the RK&K Poca Bridge 1 contract to provide construction engineering inspection services at a cost not to exceed $362,447.87, with funds coming from the Helene bond.
Second by Commissioner Frazier. Is there any discussion? Okay, let's vote. Thank you. Motion passed.
All right, number 3 is a motion to approve the addendum to the RK&K Poca Bridge 2 contract to provide construction engineering inspection services at a cost not to exceed $567,334.30, with funds coming from the Helene bond.
Second by Commissioner Frazier. Is there any discussion? Okay, let's vote. Thank you. Motion passed.
All right, number 4 is a motion to approve moving forward with the White Rock Power Site Access Road improvements bid process at an estimated project cost of $650,000, with funds coming from the remaining ARP reserves.
Second by Commissioner Frazier. Is there any discussion?
Yes, sir.
Commissioner Johnson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. A concern in our packet is a rather large, thick, general requirement, general procedures, scope of work. If you look on the second page, the very top item, It'd be paid 1 and 2, it's the advertisement for bid. These specs and the design work have been well reviewed. And on the first part, the rock tire site access road improvement, the first statement made is bids for the construction of the project, and it has no bearing on whose name's on it, with the exception of the right one. That the submitting the bids to the mayor's office or any office other than the finance director, which is the contracting officer for this county, is an audit finding. It does not comply with the financial management policy and procedure. And in reference to that manual, if you want to look it up for yourself, it's page 19 through 23, subsections from paragraph 4 all the way through 10. What that does, they are set for the process any bid that comes in to where it is kept in control and secured, where nobody can manipulate or take a chance to manipulate or mishandle any type of bid process goes through. They're the ones that scores it, opens it, qualifies it, and for the bond process. There is no other place in the agenda when I seen this come through, and it's in a draft form, but that needs to be corrected, to be placed in instead of the mayor's office in there, that it be the finance director's office here to receive the bill.
Yeah, I mean, those are highlighted things. Of course, that's correct. Those are just highlighted in this draft document to be changed. I mean, of course, the finance office issues those, and of course, the finance office receives those. So, yeah, I mean, that it's already highlighted in the form to change.
It may be highlighted, and I concede it's highlighted.
Yeah.
But it was on the review notations before this was put out on the draft that it did not qualify. Now, look at, there it is on the page. That's why I bring it back up. Because there was 2 solid days devoted and spent on reviewing all these specifications. And then when you make notations, and you sent your notation to that they use it in the closest bathroom, well, it don't sit well. I yield.
Is there any other discussion? So does the motion need to be with those changes?
Yeah, I mean, sure. I didn't think this was the final form anyway, but certainly you need to make those changes.
Sid made the motion, and second with the changes, is that agreeable?
That was my question, whether we needed a motion for it.
So you're good. Commissioner Williams, you're good.
Yes.
So go ahead and reread that motion for them, so there's no confusion. However you're gonna change it. I don't have my glasses, I can't see. Did you get what he wanted?
He wants to change it from the mayor's office to the
Science department.
And with the changes.
So the motion's gonna be,
Well, mine, it will not be a motion because the motion was already on the floor. It's just that there was nowhere else in the,
They agreed to change.
yeah, it needs to be changed. And they had been advised, it kind of makes you ill. We've had a great audit from the comptroller's office. And they say warning, and then they put the neon light on it, and then you turn right around and you find it right in front of it. Now, this is itself, the whole package here has not been the financial management. And I know they're time constrained, as far as the project. All we got was the estimate from the AE firm of $630,000, I think it was. And a commitment as to where the money come from. It went through budget.
Yeah, I think we just need to add to the mayor's office, correct?
Say, after the location for bids to be submitted is
Finance
changed.
department, sorry.
So after the change of location for bids to be submitted from the mayor's office to the finance department. And have that at the end.
Very hard as that, correct?
Yeah, I think that's what it was, certainly. I mean, it's-
Commissioner Aiken.
Thank you. Just a question to Finance Director. I think when we talked about this previously and decided to take the funding from ARP funds, I asked if we could have, not necessarily an accounting of that entire funding amount, but there is $650,000 that is going to come out of ARP. There'll be no other commitment from county or other reserves or fund balance. Okay,
Yes, that's correct.
thank you.
If you guys will look at your phones, it says motion to approve moving forward with the White Rock Tower Site Access Road Improvements bid process at an estimated project cost of $650,000 with funds coming from remaining ARP reserves after a change of location for bids to be submitted from the mayor's office to the finance department. Does that suit you, Commissioner Johnson?
Yeah, that's by the state law.
I just want to make sure that everybody's on board with this and that you know what you're voting for.
Commissioner Frazier, is that,
Yeah, that's fine.
all right, is there any other discussion? All right, let's go. I think Commissioner Hughes stepped out.
Sick, I think.
I don't think the states are up.
it passed.
I can't pass it. It's either for no or abstain.
I guess abstain, I mean, she ain't here to vote yes or no, so. This is technically absent from the vote, so you can fix that.
Parker absent.
Well, she's back.
Okay, hold on. It's not letting me vote, but. Just hang it. Not gonna let me go back. Parker absent.
Log in.
And it, no, it won't let me go back. We're present, but it won't let her vote.
You can mark me absent for it if needed.
Motion passed, to include in the minutes.
Okay. Number 5 is a motion to approve payment to Shaw's Professional Services for invoice number 22762 in the amount of $18,232. A purchase order has already been approved for this vendor.
So it's passed with, 1 vote.
She's still on the last one.
4.
Yeah, now we're on number 5. I'll do it again. Motion to approve payment to Shell's Professional Services for invoice number 22762 in the amount of $18,232. A purchase order has been approved for this vendor.
Second by Commissioner Frazier. Is there any discussion? Okay, let's vote. See if she's. All right. Thank you. Motion passed.
Okay. Number 6 is a motion to approve payment to Shell's Professional Services for invoice number 22662 in the amount of $3,120. A purchase order has been approved for this vendor.
Second by Commissioner Frazier. Is there any discussion? Okay, let's vote. Okay, motion passed.
All right, number 7 is a motion to approve county fund budget amendment 101-9, items 1 through 10 in the amount of $1,341,419.35, with $1,054,361 coming from reserve accounts and nothing coming from the unassigned fund balance.
Second by Commissioner Frazier. Is there any discussion? Okay, let's vote. Thank you. Motion passed.
All right, number 8 is a motion to approve solid waste fund budget amendment 116-6, items 1 and 2 in the amount of $170,050, with nothing coming from reserve accounts and $67,000 coming from the unassigned fund balance.
Second by Commissioner Wynn. Is there any discussion? Okay, let's vote. Motion passed. Thank you.
Number 9 is a motion to approve Health Department Fund Budget Amendment 117-2, Item 1, in the amount of $3,000 with nothing coming from reserve accounts and nothing coming from the unassigned fund balance.
Second by Commissioner Brown. Is there any discussion? Okay, let's vote. Thank you. Motion passed.
Number 10 is a motion to approve Highway Fund Budget Amendment 131-6, items 1 through 4, in the amount of $144,517.70, with nothing coming from reserve accounts and nothing coming from the unassigned fund balance.
All right, second by Commissioner Whaley. If they just did it. Is there any discussion? Okay, let's vote. Thank you. Motion passed.
Number 11 is a motion to approve General Purpose School Fund Budget Amendment 141-8, items 1 through 5, in the amount of $408,486.33, with nothing coming from reserve accounts and nothing coming from the unassigned fund balance.
Second by Commissioner Whaley. Is there any discussion? Okay, let's vote. Thank you. Motion passed.
All right, number 12 is a motion to approve School Federal Projects Fund Budget Amendment 142-5, items 1 through 3, in the amount of $129,696.54, with nothing coming from reserve accounts and nothing coming from the unassigned fund balance.
Second by Commissioner Range. Is there any discussion? Okay, let's vote. Thank you. Motion passed.
13 is a motion to approve Head Start Fund Budget Amendment 145-2, items 1 through 11, in the amount of $29,944.74, with nothing coming from reserve accounts and nothing coming from the unassigned fund balance.
Second by Commissioner Brown. Is there any discussion? Okay, let's vote. Thank you, motion passed.
All right, number 14 is a motion to approve Education Capital Project Fund Budget Amendment 177-3, Item 1, in the amount of $3,200,000 with nothing coming from reserves and $3,200,000 coming from the Education Capital Project Fund's fund balance.
Second by Commissioner Wynn, is there any discussion? Okay, let's vote. Thank you, motion passed.
15 is a motion to approve the animal shelter monetary donations in the amount of $16,273.
Second by Commissioner Frazier, is there any discussion? Okay, let's vote. Thank you, motion passed.
16 is a motion to approve the animal shelter non-monetary donations totaling $300.
Second by Commissioner Frazier, is there any discussion? Okay, let's vote. Thank you, motion passed.
Okay, before I step down, there's something I need to clarify. On motion number 8, it says motion to approve solid waste fund budget amendment 116-6, items 1 and 2, in the amount of $170,050, with nothing coming from the fund accounts and $67,000 coming from it should be the solid waste and funds on that one. It's not the county, so I'm sorry about that. I should have called that. And if you're okay with that, I'm done. Thank you, guys.
Financial management.
Evening, folks. First thing up is a motion to approve the transfer of property from the sheriff's office to the medical death investigator dated 2/10/2026.
Second by Commissioner Childress, is there any discussion?
Medical death investigator used to be the coroner. I don't know why that may be changed, but it is.
Is there any discussion?
Sounds better now.
Okay, let's vote. Thank you, motion passed.
Next up is a motion to approve an addendum to the contract with Novatech to replace a sheriff's office manager.
Second by Commissioner Childress, is there any discussion? Okay, let's vote. Thank you, motion passed.
Good night, folks.
Down to number 15.
Okay, as far as the general litigation update this month, we had a hearing the other day in Circuit Court on the Stevens versus Carter County, which was a lawsuit filed by 2 inmates against Carter County. That case was dismissed after our hearing. We had a hearing this past month in Sessions Court, Street versus Carter County. That case was dismissed after our hearing. The 2023 delinquent tax sale was completed through Chancery Court last week. All the properties sold, it was a total of 38 properties that were auctioned, and we collected $138.33 in delinquent taxes for the county through that. Also, the litter regulation cases are ongoing. There was a gentleman picked up on the warrant from Chancery Court for his noncompliance and went to jail this past month. 2 new cases are set to be filed as soon as the planning director signs off on them, and 3 total other hearings this past month on those. As far as the Update on the letter, the commission instructed me to write to the Adjutant General in the National Guard. I sent that letter on behalf of the commission to him and the Lieutenant Colonel and another person there. And Brad Johnson gave me the individuals to send it to, is a colonel and a lieutenant colonel in addition to the major general. I got a response letter from the Major General thanking the commission for the correspondence. I'll just read it to you. It says, "Thank you for your recent correspondence regarding the actions of the soldiers of the Tennessee Army National Guard. I wish to acknowledge receipt of your memo and express my sincere appreciation for your recognition of these service members. The dedication and professionalism demonstrated by the soldiers of the Tennessee Army National Guard continue to reflect great credit upon themselves, their units, and the communities they serve. Your support of our guardsmen valued, and it reinforces the strong partnership between the Tennessee National Guard and the citizens of our state. Please be assured that your communication is appreciated and will be given appropriate consideration. If additional information is required, our office will reach out." We specifically requested that these individuals be receive awards through the military commendations or any other recognition they could receive. So you can advise that will be considered. As far as normal activities every month, they're summarized in the report that you'll see filed with the minutes. The last thing was the acquisition of the property at Judge John Lewis Boulevard, 129 Judge John Lewis, was completed. County is the vested owner of that building. To my knowledge, it's been received, added to our insurance coverage, and is ready for occupancy. However you also choose. The only thing that I was potentially aware of that would need to be done is a lease. If the building is to be occupied by the UT Agricultural Extension folks, I'm happy to draft that lease if you all desire for me to do so. It can be a simple form lease to assure them the use of the building, but that's at your all's discretion. So that is the end of my report unless anybody has some questions. Yeah, if somebody wants to make a motion for me to do that and the basic terms of that lease, I'm happy to do it.
Mr. Frazier.
Sorry.
Mr. Frazier, raise your hand first for the motion. Second, the lease. I'll second. To draft a lease.
Yeah, for the UT Agricultural Extension Office to occupy the Judge John Lewis Boulevard property. Unless you all are directing me to do something different, my understanding is it's $1 a year, simple lease, auto renews.
Affirmative, sir.
Are we in discussion now?
Yes.
Is that the-
Okay. Go ahead, Nick.
If it's okay with Commissioner Frazier, I would like to, for this motion to state that it's solely for the use of the UT Extension Office only, and to be paid $1 per year from the state, but the county will maintain payment of utilities and the cleaning, which is what's been done years past. Commissioner Frazier will agree to that addendum.
Yeah, I assumed we were just gonna change the address on the old lease they had at the other location, so.
I didn't kind of get both sides.
There just wasn't a formal lease. If there was, it was before we were live.
Formalize it then.
Like Bray remembers it.
I have none. You see the medical death people shorten your driveway? You're the only one there. Guess what?
We won't release the coroner's information.
Something has to be clarified. Another question has to be clarified on that. Probably get on position, but.
And that lease will live every year.
Mr. Johnson.
Yes, ma'am.
Hold on just one second.
Judge John Lewis will file this.
Utilities.
I wouldn't. I'm not.
I probably just put it to auto renew every July 1.
See if that's correct.
I think we'll also.
Yeah, there has to be a monetary value on it, so.
County pays you. What he said.
Shane, you got.
Be a minimum.
He's turned on the sex off.
I just said, I go here by the.
Madam Chair, I just need clarification. This, on the motion, that building is 10,000 square foot. And I have been privy with seeing the recommended layout for UT Extension, which is for the architect or whoever designs the thing. And it leaves quite a bit of building left over. Now, I know we have other needs in the county. The biggest thing would be storage. Because all of our offices they're pushing out from the walls from storage, but, that's pretty accessible, wouldn't you think? For,
It was my understanding that those funds could only be used for that.
No, he's not talking about an archive. I think he's talking about storing boxes that we have other places now.
They'll never build. I'm just saying the use of the building. It's gonna be a large void there that's gonna be, county owned, but needs to be used.
I guess that would be up to UT Extension now, if this right here passes.
Right, no, the commission can decide that you all allocate the buildings, so that's up to you. I mean, if there's other spaces in there that are going to be reserved for something else that needs to be decided. occupied.
Well, I had made a recommendation to certain department heads that we solicit through the school department to the CAD instructor at Hampton High School, which they won the state, and they are very good, that they meet with the representatives from UT Extension and from UT if they want to do a preliminary layout to make sure that the programs that they have are functional and have sufficient amount of space, because there is a large growth area there for possibly for our neighboring county because of its location. And it's very vitally needed in our schools and, you know, for the education part of it. I just don't want to get it choked off, you know.
If it's okay with Madam Chair and the recommendation, I believe Director, not Wilson, it's Davis. She just got married. So, if it would be okay, if we could ask her to maybe explain what all they're going to do with that facility, if that's okay. So that way it might clear some minds, like Commissioner Johnson's concerns, and I understand his concerns, I really do. But, you know, if that would be okay.
Okay. Before we do that, let's go, who was next that wanted to speak and discuss?
Well, I was gonna say the same thing, so.
My only thing is when we bought this building, it was not for storage. It wasn't for other departments. It wasn't anything of that nature. We said UT Extension, that is what we said. That's what we voted on. I understand we need storage space. But I'm sorry, we don't know how big their program can get. So I, for one, am not in favor of using it for anything other than UT Extension, like we agreed upon. I yield.
Okay, can you give us a very brief work? Yes.
It will not take all night. It would take all night to go into all the programs that could be available to the community based on, we have definitely expanded moving from where we were to the potential use of this building. So one of the biggest ones is our youth. So we always want to make sure we're encouraging that youth development moving forward. So we have talked about so we've got to frame out some more offices with your permission. And we've talked about a commercial kitchen as well as a demonstration kitchen. Not only will that demonstration kitchen serve our FCS community of people wanting to preserve food and trying, moving forward into situations where they want to take care of themselves. But what it will do is our 4-H agent has said, some kids don't even know how to make a box of macaroni. A cooking class within that, but they don't need a commercial kitchen setting for that. But that commercial kitchen could help other people who want to start businesses or want to work with our farmers market or those situations. And then we move into day camps, endless opportunities there, serving with science, moving into animal husbandry, any of those things, as well as archery and shooting sports. So we do partner with community areas. It'd be nice to have it housed there in a safe location where we can control what happens with our youth. And we have great instructors, both my 4-H agent and the 4-H PA, that can help those as well as community sponsors. On the FCS side, we touched on the canning and food preservation because obviously with your permission, commercial kitchen and demonstration kitchen, we could also house, she does exercise bingo with the elderly, and you require a lot of space for that. I don't know if you becomes alive or, but that takes a lot of space with a yoga ball, but anyway, not to get into all that, but they need a lot of space. And then in the back, I've talked to my cattlemen's, I've talked to other agricultural entities within the community of hosting bigger programs there. And we are blessed to use churches in the area for those types of programs, but sometimes they want to move it around and make it a little more centrally located for your entire community. As well as you mentioned branching into other communities coming to us. If we have a location that's big enough, they can teach within our community and offer those things because everybody can't know everything. We could bring in speakers that know about different topics to teach that within our community. So I offer a lot of livestock classes, so small ruminant, master beef, small ruminant sheep and goat, for those of you that are on the A&R side. I'm sorry about the acronyms. But those things are offered, and we're talking about actually doing a loadout. So what that means is we would bring in an 18-wheeler, load out those livestock, whereas they can't get to these little farms, but they could pile their livestock together, sell it out. They don't stay overnight, so it wouldn't be any of the ordinances on that, but we would make sure we did everything within rules. But you could actually make potloads of cattle to go out. Get more money for your producers, make more economic development for the community. But that's just a few without taking all night. So thank you so much for the opportunity. Oh, do you have any questions? Sorry, should probably allow that.
I do.
Yes, sir.
I want to say more anything to you. You know, that's wonderful. Because you said, and I believe, and I can stand corrected, Unicoi has the
They have a commercial
communication.
yes.
And from everything that I have ever read or I've ever heard of people from that area, that it is highly used. And then the other is this commission and county has, I know it's a small amount that we contribute to the farmer's market.
But you still contribute, so.
Well, it's not only that, that is a big use item to people in the county.
Correct.
And I'm not into finding, you know, we got space left over. You can use it. Go to it, girl.
Well, we have also sought out too, so it's not all on you, because I know finding the money and everything gets stressful, and that's a lot on yours, but not to get into budgets. But we have sought investors to invest in our community because of the A&R programs. I can say, I have a place, as long as my commission approves the build out, we can make it happen, and they pay for it, not you all. So that's potential. Any other questions?
Well, in that, I'll address the chair, ma'am. We may want to keep in consideration also, they move into the building, there's going to have to be certain modifications. I mean, extra electric lines, or extra water lines, whatever, and adjustments that has to be made. And I think that we're going to be doing it ourselves, I mean, as far as the county.
Actually, Commissioner Johnson, myself, local farmer, met with Heath McMillan, the director at DCAT, and told him what we were trying to do, and inquired about, will you let your students, if we're able to do this, get the walls built, they wire it, stuff like that, and he is more than willing to help in any way he can. And it's also been reached out to some local people, some state people about donations, or having, if we allow it, like building the commercial kitchen, this stuff could be donated, or at least the labor, or possibly the materials, something like that. So, and there's a lot of homesteaders, farmers that'll be willing to help because it's going to benefit them, just as it will. So
I had concerns, well, not concerns, the way that grants have been coming in, I'm going to say the past 26 months, since the disaster and all that. And we have every once in a while a small pot left over that would qualify, or sometimes when you depend on the public to come in and do things to you, they're buddy-buddies, they're okay, yeah, I'll help, but it don't get done.
Yes, sir.
And these people have programs they want to institute, and I just think we can see if we can use other resources also, just like we had people in that where everybody knows on the wall what has to be done. And then two, what we have to do, that we can get some idea cost-wise, where it's in the finance, the budget, financial management side, and we see the extra dollars that can be used for that. So it's more than one. It's money, we can do that.
Is there any other discussion? Let's take a vote.
I've got one. I'm sorry. The lease will be $1 per year, including utilities and cleaning costs. That is on the county's side, correct? The county.
The way it's written, it looks like it.
I'm either reading it wrong or I'm just reading too much into it. So.
$1 including the costs. I mean, I understand that to be $1 in.
Okay.
No, I'm talking, okay, but that means that the county will still be responsible.
That's what I was just.
Okay, that's all I want to make sure.
So just to say it, since it's been brought up, do you want to have approval of building alterations? You want to go back before you go to
At least that it's on them, right, to do, as a lease contract.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally up to you all. I don't know what kind of alterations are
You
planned.
know, we got a building and grounds committee and things like that. That should be addressed by them before it runs through for any money or anything else that is needed if we can accommodate.
I'm just asking as far as in terms of the lease right now. I mean,
You agree? I agree.
And, you know, it's,
major alterations, I mean. Yeah, I understand what they've asked me to do, yeah.
All right, now let's take a vote. Thank you, motion passed.
Thank you all.
Commissioner comments, before we do that, I hope everybody took a look at the April calendar and checked it. Sometimes the very last commissioner we quickly.
Madam Chair, there's correction needs to be made. I guess it's correction. It shows that the financial management will be on the 8th of April. Our previous meeting, we agreed that it would be 1 April. And we're not going to use that as April Fool's Day neither. All of our minutes and everything that was addressed to the committee will be on the 1st of April. It's even in the financial management report.
Can you send that back out? Can you send that back out? Is there any other changes? All right, commissioner comments?
I've got one. Law enforcement committee, we've been having people come in and do reports from different parts of the sheriff's department stuff, and I recognize Megan Norwood and Lieutenant Bill Benson who are here. We appreciate those monthly reports coming in and explaining how things go.
Lieutenant Benson, you don't have to say anything if you don't want.
Well, good evening. I recognize several of you. But just a little bit of introduction about myself. Sheriff, after we passed our fourth audit earlier this year, he asked if I would come and share what I thought were some of the contributing factors for our fourth consecutive passing of state audit. But as he introduced, I am Lieutenant Will Benson. I've been with Carter County Sheriff's Office for 13 years, and I have a little more than 20 years experience in corrections. So some of the things that we feel have contributed to changes within our jail are we have a sheriff and a chief that support what we're doing. And in them supporting what we are doing, one of the very first things we were able to do in the jail is we were able to change the jail culture. We changed the jail culture to a culture where we run the jail based on respect, accountability, and instead of fear, like in many years past. But some of the things that they do to show their support: freedom to make necessary changes, freedom to handle things within their jail ourselves, but the ability and willingness for them to step in if necessary. They've given us flexibility to use the jail budget to focus on training. So, one of the big things that happened about 3 years ago was the support from the county commission to give us the funding we needed to be competitive in the job market. Many years ago, we were not competitive in the job market and we were not able to compete with bigger agencies. So we were losing people that we were training, we were investing in to go to a different agency. Today, our biggest problem losing people is they transfer from the detention division to the patrol division. We are keeping our investments of the Carter County Sheriff's Office in-house. So this helps with employee retention. One thing we focused on when we took over is we wanted to listen to the everyday employee and get their input into different things that we could make better. And we constantly strive to be better. So we have had 4 consecutive state audits, and a lot of this contributes to employee retention. Training philosophy. There's a lot of free classes we've been able to take advantage of through the state, and we are training people at all levels, not just at the top. We're sending people that show promise to leadership training. We send people that show that they want to be proactive in training and teaching to facility training officer school and things like that. One of the best ways we have been able to help with our employee retention is showing care and compassion to them and their families. And one thing we have done for 3 consecutive years, which had never been done previously, is we celebrate National Corrections Week, which is May 3rd through 9th. We have goodies made up for them. We deliver those to each shift, each person, so that they know that they are being appreciated. We also give out awards. Through the years, through the year, a corrections officer has the ability to make a difference in the lives of inmates in a number of different ways, whether it's life-saving measures, whether it's, a counselor, a person to talk to, advice, those kinds of things. So we recognize these folks when they go above and beyond what is normal in their day-to-day operation. So in closing, we have the support of our sheriff and our chief. That's one of the biggest things. We have the support of you guys. When you give us a bonus or when you help us with raises, that helps us be able to onboard people so that we can train them, grow them, and help them progress, because the corrections field is constantly evolving, it's constantly changing, and we want to try to change with it to make ourselves better. So back in the fall, one thing you may not know is back in the fall, we had our PREA audit. If you're not familiar with PREA, it stands for Prison Rape Elimination Act. Back in the fall, we passed our PREA audit as well with 0 findings. Now, that's another big thing that we did. And I have some numbers to share with you. According to the National PREA Resource Center, there are only 24 total jail facilities in the state of Tennessee that are PREA certified. Now, 24 jail facilities, and there are 95 counties. So that is a pretty big deal. Another fact, there's only one other county that touches us that is PREA certified. And it's not the 2 big ones either. So, questions? But thank you for the privilege to share that with you. We appreciate your support. And hope we can continue to raise the bar to be the best in Tennessee.
Thank you.
Commissioners.
Just wanted to give everybody a heads up, due to Hampton and Unaka going to state tournaments on Thursday night, we will not be having our budget hearing. Commissioners that could not be there, we have people presenting that could not be there. This is kind of a big deal, so we have decided to postpone that meeting.
Any other commissioners? All right, we wish the Rangers and the Dogs best of luck. Please be safe going home tonight. And I have a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
School.